All right, let's do it. Happy Love Month, everyone, and welcome back to another DTools Cloud After Dark webinar. Thank you for being the best DTools customers, tuning in and giving us so much helpful feedback as we continue to develop. Tonight's topic is all about change orders. It's been a little while, so we wanted to give you guys a refresher. Like always, I'm going to breeze through a presentation of our agenda before we dive in.
If you're a new user, welcome to the DTools Cloud team. I'm Leanne. I also go by LB, and I'm a customer success manager here at DTools. I'll be hosting this evening. Andre and Tiffany are also customer success managers, and we're here to help train you guys, coach you on best practices, and pass your feedback on to our product and development team. Megan and Veronica are your DTools Cloud account managers, and they're here to help guide you as you onboard and maximize your use of the software by adding training hours and services to help you guys to scale your businesses.
Okay, so tracking change orders is super important because it helps to maintain transparency with your clients, control costs, and prevent disputes in a project. We want to make sure that we're tracking all changes to the bill of materials and provide a clear record with signatures if necessary for accountability on both ends. Tonight, I'm going to start by covering some housekeeping items, where to find your change order proposal templates, as well as their email templates, and where to edit change order states. I'm also going to sprinkle in some of my favorite tips and tricks, like our find and replace feature, which is a quick way to swap items out as you're working on a change order. Then we'll create an internal and external change order together. So what's the difference, right? Internal change orders are adjustments to your bill of materials within an existing project that typically don't affect the price of the job or need a formal document signed by a client. Whereas an external change order most times warrants a signed agreement or proposal and payments to be made by your clients. Both changes update the bill of materials, but it really comes down to non-billable items. And lastly, we'll cover how to send a payment request for a change order and how they relate to our accounting integrations. So I'm going to find our settings tab over to the left and the proposal tab here. We have three types of templates in DTools Cloud. The opportunity proposal templates, which I'm sure most of you are more familiar with, service proposal templates for our service contracts and monitoring agreements, and then the change order proposal templates. Here's where you can find those templates for change orders, and of course, you can always edit these inside of an actual change order. All right, so I have a residential one here, and here's a commercial one, right? But my residential one is my default. As a best practice, I like to keep my change order proposal templates fairly simple, right? Just show them their changes, give them their summary, the payment term, and your terms and conditions. All right. We also have different email templates for our change order proposal templates. So make your edits here. All right. I'm going to go ahead and edit this one. Okay. Here's my subject line, and then here's my message. And if you aren't familiar with our data tags, we do encourage you to use them. Just place this at symbol anywhere in this field to personalize your messaging and pull in any project or client details. Right, so these different data tags are hidden throughout the software, which is really nice. And let's just add my primary contact first name. All right, and save. Up next, let's find the project tab and our change order states. All right. Change order states work the same way opportunity and project stages do today. You can edit and rename our original states and add more to match your current process. And then we have our change order number option. All right. So a number is always assigned to a change order within a project. When creating multiple change orders, you have the option to use separate numbering sequences for internal and external change orders. I always suggest turning this toggle on because if you're using both, when you decide to share a proposal template for your external change orders, the numbers may be off and confuse your clients. Right? Like, how did we jump from change order one to number four? But there are internal change orders that they may not be privy to. Right? So, again, as a best practice, let's turn this toggle on. All right, so let's exit settings. Okay. And let's talk about the project. So, an opportunity does have to be created in one to become a project, and then you can start creating change orders. All right, so now I'm landed here on my projects tab. And instead of having to dive into every project to see a change order, you can also find them listed here under the change order tab. And then these are those same change order states that we looked at back in settings. All right, and you can always find this filter icon up here to the top. All right, and filter by internal or external change orders. Oh, but let's actually jump into a project. We're going to use crispy bacon. All right. So before we jump into the change order, let's take a quick look at our item status view. There's a few different ways we can navigate there. We have this item status section here, and I can find this view hyperlink. That'll bring me straight there. Or you can find the details icon over to the left and then find item status. All right, so here's where we can see the entire bill of materials for this project. And once we start making changes, this list will update accordingly. Okay, let's start with an internal change order. I'm going to find the change orders tab over to the left. All right, so up to the top right is where we can create a new change order. So remember, internal change orders are change orders that don't require a signed proposal from a client or affect their billing terms. So as an example, let's swap my Luma cameras out in the patio with a different color. Let's just give this a name here. Whoops, internal. And let's go ahead and create and open the change order. It's the same UI as when working in an opportunity. I'm going to find the design tab over to the left. Here are my locations, systems, phases, and categories. And I'm going to find the patio here. Okay, and then here are those cameras. If you want to delete an item, just hover over it, and then you'll find this trash can over to the right. But in this case, I want to use my find and replace feature. So I'm going to select my item. My product detail bar is going to slide out from the right, and I'm going to find this replace button here. And it's already going to give me some suggestions, right? So I've swapped these cameras out for these previously. And then here are those white cameras that I'm going to swap them out for, right? Same model. We just want to change the color. I do want to maintain my item quantity. So let's go ahead and select that. And I also want to keep the price, keep my labor because I do have my itemized labor option on, right? I have labor tied to my products. And I do want to keep any accessories. I don't think I have any accessories on there, but just to be safe, we'll select all three. And let's replace. And there it is. So I can see that we've removed the black ones and we've added our white cameras. So up in the top right, I'm going to go ahead and approve my change order. Remember, we don't need a proposal for this. And this is typically done by a project manager. Right, so let's approve it. Perfect. And then if I take a step back here, now I see my internal change order is listed. Okay. Now, when I come back to the item status view over to the left and I scroll down, I can see that those black cameras are no longer there. We've replaced it with the white ones. And here's also my change order number, right? Change order 1. Okay. Let's go ahead and create an external change order. So back to the change orders tab. All right. So I originally sold Chris, right, my client, a Sunbright TV for the patio, but I was able to convince him to upgrade his life and purchase our premier outdoor setup. Right, so this is going to affect the project total, and I do need a signature and more money. So let's create an external change order. All right, and we're going to call this our outdoor TV package upgrade. Same, same. I'm going to find the design tab over to the left. Okay, we're already in the patio. Instead of using the replace feature, I'm just going to remove it here by clicking on this trash can, that same Sunbright TV. I do want to remove my associated labor and my accessories because we're going to search for my package instead. All right, removed. And let's search for my Premier outdoor TV package. And it is one of my favorites. And add to change order. All right, we're doing some machine learning here. Why not? Let's go ahead and add this amount. Perfect. And of course, you can come in and expand it, take a look at your parts, and make any changes here as well. All right, so now we need to create the proposal. So up in the top right, I'm going to find the green button. Let's go with our multimedia. Going to create this. All right, and then here we are in that same change order proposal template. All right, here's my package, what I've added and what I've removed, my summary, my payment terms, and my terms and conditions. All right, so once we're happy with our change order proposal template, we're going to share it with our client the same way we would an opportunity. We're going to go ahead and hit this paper airplane up in the top right. All right, pop in your client information here. And then here is that same email template where I added that data tag originally. All right, send it off. As soon as Chris opens this, I'm going to get an email notification. Same thing when he decides to accept and sign. All right, so I also have my DTools payments feature enabled. So when I share this proposal with Chris, he can accept, sign, and pay me in full immediately. So let's actually put this proposal in present mode to view exactly what Chris would see when he opens it. So top right, there's this TV looking icon or monitor looking icon. I'm going to put it in present mode. All right, that same proposal template. And now down in the bottom right corner, we can hit accept and pay. This is where he's going to fill out his email and sign, and then accept and proceed to payment. All right, he can pop in his bank information or his credit card. And he will have to pay that $306 convenience fee, right? I'm not going to eat that. but I'm not going to pay this for him. So I'm going to go ahead and exit here, and let's take a step back. Let's back out of the change order. And here is my external change order. Right? So we have client accepted and then approved by a project manager. Now, if you ever want to see the original bill of materials or download the current bill of materials, find this ellipsis up to the top, and the current bill of materials will include your changes. All right, so you can download this as a PDF. Okay, let's find the payments tab over to the left. It's the last one underneath the details grouping. All right, and take a look at our change order billing terms. Right, so here are my original project terms, and then here are my change order billing terms. Right, so if I chose not to have Chris pay directly from my change order proposal, I can always send a payment request for the total amount right here. Again, by using DTools Payments, I can have my client pay by credit card or ACH directly from the payment request message, or create the invoice in QuickBooks Online and have them pay there. Right, so we'll take a look at both. I'm not going to do this at the same time. Let's just create our payment request. All right, you can also edit your message here and choose to display your payment schedule. All right, we're going to grab that 100%. And then to share, it works the same way as a normal proposal. Up in the top right, here's that paper airplane. We're going to send an email. You can also customize these messages. All right, let's find another data tag. And let's just pop in Chris's email. Whoops. And let's send this off. All right, but let's also view this in present mode to see our payment options like Chris would. That same present icon up in the top right. All right, so once Chris opens this up, or once your client opens this up, they'll see the message, your payment schedule, and again, be able to pop in their bank information or their credit card info. So let's take a step back and create the QuickBooks Online invoice next, or take a look at those steps rather. So you'll be able to do the same thing in Xero, but I'm going to find the orange banner up here and create the QuickBooks Online invoice. All right. So we're going to ask that you map to any existing clients, right, in QuickBooks, or create a new customer, right? So we don't want to create any double data entry. Okay, and I don't think Chris is in here. Let's see. Oh, there he is. Let's go ahead and map. Same thing with your terms, right? Either map to any existing ones or create a new one. And I'm just going to go ahead and create a new one. Okay, and then review your customer details, check your taxes, and then just create the invoice. And there it is. This hyperlink here will also pull you straight into QuickBooks, right? You can find it here, or you can also find it right here. Same thing with Xero. Just a nice way, again, to just get straight to the invoice. Please keep in mind that this only creates the invoice. It does not send the invoice to your client. But the nice thing about our integrations is that once they've paid the QuickBooks Online invoice, We're going to automatically update the payment status to paid in DTools Cloud right here. Right, so we've requested this. Once they pay that QuickBooks Online invoice, it'll say paid. And if you're using DTools Payments, it'll automatically say paid once they pay. All right, and if you're using QuickBooks Desktop, you'll also find change orders and payments in the connector tool and create your invoices in QuickBooks Desktop as well. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much a wrap on change orders. I hope it was a good refresher.